Red Devils 0. A lot of questions coming into this game. How fit was Salford? That bug in the camp. And I think one of the things that really highlighted how off the pace Salford were in certain aspects of this game. Don't get me wrong, it was a nail biter. It was tense. It was playoff rugby league a little bit early. Salford were absolutely in this game. But that moment when Ken Seo went down the right-hand side, how much have we seen Salford all season? The support play, the likes of Briley, Croft, Stone, Watkins, you name it, all of them flooding forwards. Ken Seo found himself a lone man going down that right-hand side. A big opportunity that for the Salford Red Devils not taken. And maybe that could be a little bit of fatigue, this little bit of not being able to train last week, all of that. That was a little indicator there. However, like I say, Salford did do a decent job considering what happened in their camp last week. And of course, the end of season dinner has been postponed because still it isn't 100% shifted. So a little bit of sympathy, I have to say, for the Salford Red Devils. They've got a massive assignment coming up this weekend against the Catalan Dragons. A game they simply must win and hope that Warrington don't get a win at Huddersfield. Warrington, of course, got a decent points advantage now on the Salford Red Devils. 73 plays -7. That's an 80-point swing. Do I see an 80-point swing in those two games? Absolutely not. So, Salford need to get themselves ready up for that big task of the Catalan Dragons, who of course will be hoping that Lee Leopards do them a favour, and they would still of course collect the League Leaders Shield. If they were to beat Salford, Wigan was to go down at the Lee Leopards, then it could be the Catalan Dragons lifting the League Leaders Shield, which is of course what it looked like for so long this season. I think credit has got to go here to Hull KR. A really solid performance yet again by Willie Peters' men. That's their 4th win in a row. And when you look at the teams that they've had to beat, in there, Lee Leopards, Catalan Dragons, Huddersfield, and now the Salford Red Devils, certainly 3 of those teams in and around the playoffs too, of course, very much at the higher echelons of the league. It's been a really solid run of games this for Willie Peters. I've been very impressed with Hull KR this season. You know that if you've been watching in the sheds. I've given them plaudits time and time again, and yet again in this one, a professional, really professional performance. They had to grind this result out, and they did so brilliantly well. I thought the Bachelor try was a thing of absolute beauty. I have to say that. I thought it was a really well worked try. Great to see Bachelor going over. He's been in fine form this season for Hull KR. For me personally, one of the buys of the season. I think the acquisition from Wakefield of Bachelor was a masterstroke by Willie Peters. Of course, Ryan Hall going in for his 12th try of the season in typical Ryan Hall style, down the left-hand side. Beautifully taken try, that one. Really enjoyed watching it. It was a great game of rugby league. Like I say, some really good, solid performances. I thought Kane Lynette again in second row had a really solid game on both sides of the ball. 31 tackles, 105 metres from Kane Lynette. Elliot Minchella, again, really good. He might not have been in and around it too much, but what he did was absolute top draw, 24-carat gold quality. Don't you worry about that. As for, like I say, Salford, it was a difficult game for them. Their strike players didn't really shine. It was clearly not going to be their day. They had opportunities, of course, and not taken. They were in the game, but for me, from the moment it kicked off, certainly from about 10 minutes in, I just didn't see any other team winning it than Hull KR. And like I say, congratulations must go to Willie Peters and all the Robins and you Robins supporters. Now, of course, assured of that playoff place, and congratulations must go to you. I mean, in terms of where it leaves you, of course, Hull Kingston Rovers now go up against Wakefield Trinity. I think Wakefield will let in a bag of tries. I have to say that. I know it's their final home game. I know they're playing at home, but you saw their reaction after that Lee Leopards defeat. They were on the haunches. They were completely deflated. It's going to be so difficult for Mark Applegarth to pull them off the cameras. Of course, so many players this week will have probably been told their future lies elsewhere. We've already heard the likes of Proctor, Jai Whitbread being linked with moves away. So that's a club now that's absolutely in turmoil. It's deflated. It's rock bottom. And they're coming up against a Hull Kingston Rovers side that we know have got real quality throughout their 1 to 17. I expect a landslide win here, certainly by over 30 points. And that, of course, will then put the question on, can the Lee Leopards beat Wigan? But if they don't beat Wigan, if Wigan do a job on Lee like they have done previously this season, let's not forget that Wigan have played twice now against the Lee Leopards. They beat them by 28 points in the first game. In the second game, it was by another 26 points. So you can see there's a little bit of maths going on. Is it beyond the realms of possibility that Hull KR finish in fourth and have a home tie against Lee Leopards in the first round of the playoffs? Absolutely not. It's going to be fascinating on Friday to see the ebbs and flows in those two games, to see who finishes in fourth position and gets that all-important home game. I'm not counting Lee out against Wigan, but I fully expect the Robins will win and will win comfortably against Wakefield Trinity this Friday evening. So it's all still on for fourth. Who knows who's going to get fourth? All we do know is that Lee and Hull KR are assured of fourth and fifth. In what order, we don't know. And of course, the big battle is going to be between Salford and the Warrington Wolves for that sixth place. Massive game for Salford on Friday night against the Catalan Dragons. Of course, the wire go to Huddersfield. It's going to be really interesting to see how Salford bounce back. We know that they've been a bit, back and two of late. This is going to be a real critical Friday. Of course it is. It's playoff rugby league, isn't it? Outstanding stuff in this one, though, from Hull KR. Real professional, great performance. Congratulations to you, Robins fans. Hull KR 12, the Salford Red Devils 0. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And we'll see you next time on In the Shed.